All right, really quick. Got a Mercury or a Ford with the Duratec. I think it's the type of motor that goes in there. I think it's what's called, yeah, Duratec 24 valve. Um, I don't know that. I think it's a Mercury. It's a wagon. But long story short, the car is stalling. Me and the guy been negotiating, talking over some stuff, or just setting out, laying out the plan to get the car here. Gave him a diagnostic cost, and here it is. So real quick, the car would stall after driving the vehicle, and it only started after the alternator was replaced. Let me show you that. The alternator does look fairly new. It is new. He had several mechanics look over it, threw several, I guess, hundreds of dollars at it, no avail. And here it finally got to me. I don't have to convince the guy, to bring the car, but just to reassure the guy, this is the last stop. It's going to leave here fixed, and that's it. I mean, I'm not boasting or whatever, but I'm not those other guys. I'm not going to shoot apart at it. I mean, and obviously this is what happened. I mean, I see quite a few new things here. The wires look pretty good. They look new. Throttle body looks new. Fuel rail, all this stuff. Those look new. So, I mean, ain't no else telling what was thrown at it in efforts to fix this vehicle. Power steering pump. I'm not sure why that's, I guess he needed a power steering pump. It still whines a little bit, but that's besides the point. So, this map sensor, I'm not sure if that's aftermarket or not. It doesn't look like it got a Duralast name on there. He brought some stuff over here also, some AutoZone stuff. I'm just not putting these on here. I mean, maybe these here. I'm just not doing a tune-up. I'm not doing all that stuff that is like it. That's why a lot of people get frustrated. They're gonna give out a crap ton of parts and then say, "Oh, can you put this on here?" In addition to in efforts of fixing the stalling issue, next thing you know, you got a grocery list full of things. They happen to not fix the stalling issue, and then the customer complains, well, I brought it over there to fix the spark plugs and all. They gave them a grocery list full of stuff. It becomes tangential, put it that way. It just long drawn out sidetrack, and everything goes south. I'm not. If somebody noticed the wiper missing over there. Not like I said, I'm not looking at the superficial aspect of it because I know the car been sitting for a while. But let me just show you. It starts up fine, and I'm just gonna put it this way. Always go over your work, and and we all know this. This is like common sense. If something happens, if we worked on the vehicle and it ran fine before we touched it, and it starts screwing up after we touched it, it's something that we done. Put it that way. So let me show you how it runs. Let me go back and show you what I found, and we might just go right to it. I mean, the guy put an alternator on it. Check what the guy did, because obviously he was the one that was the origins of this entire ordeal. So let's go to the alternator. So I got the car running now, so naturally I'm gonna go back to where the guy was working, and this was loose like this. And let me show you what I found out. Check that out. The crank sensor wiring is messed up, and mind you, the motor mounts are jacked up on this car too. So when the car started rocking, what do you think's gonna happen? That number right there is going to stall. So I'm not sure what sensor he got that I have sitting that little pile of parts he wanted to replace. If I can get my camera to focus, but looks like, let me see if I can get this thing to focus here. I'm surprised it didn't work for a while for him. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Because the guy made it seem like immediately after getting the alternator replaced, it started having some issues. I mean, I can see why. I should have got to get a razor. gonna pull I think I can. Seem like these wires are naturally together, it looks like. I'm gonna pull one pin out at a time, clean it off and put insulation on it. Look at the bottom. Ooh, burnt that one. I'm gonna pop that one right back in there. So I had wound up the lock here. It doesn't come all the way out, but I didn't mess up too much of anything. It's still gonna work like it's supposed to. So I can get that, go right back in here. So I got about 1/4 of an inch on the factory insulation with the heat shrink. So we should be fine. It's pretty thick and solid now. As everything cooled down, we shouldn't have any more issues. Connector, everything seems to be pretty good there. Once I sleeve it up, put some wire tape around here, this is going to be in a good fixed position, and I'm just going to bring the this other heat insulator over it. Let's get some wire tape. not gonna really need these, but I'm just gonna put 2 zip ties on here just to be on the safe side. Yes, that was a pretty tight wrap there. I don't need smoke neither. Just gonna hold it right there, and just gonna hold this. Cause my biggest thing is I don't have any heat wrap on the wire tape side, so that'd be cool right there. Right back in, just like so. I need to find a spot where I can hang that oxygen sensor up. I'm gonna Alright, so she is knocked out. She is good to go. I'm not going to worry about test driving or anything because I'm very confident that obviously if I was able to replicate the symptoms stationary, then everything should work like it's supposed to while driving a vehicle. And again, this car does need motor mounts. We talked about that. We're gonna get those taken care of in the next week and a half or so once I get freed up, because I got quite a bit of workload. So something that I picked up from a customer was we've been getting a lot of catalytic converters stolen around here in North Carolina lately. Unless, but the news want to make it a thing now, but this has been going on for years. But the guy who recently got caught for stealing converters was one of the guys who was servicing his car. So that's who originally caused this issue. And it's been like from what I understand, like 8 months, trying to get this thing working. So, but again, like I told him, it's going to be his last stop when it comes here. So it's going to leave out running like it's supposed to. But it's fixed. If I do want to replace the motor mounts, I may document that. I'm going to look at the labor time and see how involved that is. But diagnosing this didn't take no more than, I want to say 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes. But once I got the backstory, found out what was going on, I just pretty much, backtracked, went over who was originally working on this vehicle. Because there's no doubt about it, if this was working fine, and it screwed up after the fact, after the replacement, is something that we done. So, and lo and behold, it was human error. Tried to fix it, unfortunately didn't work. This patch, I'm gonna call, this should be more of a permanent patch, which is in the patch we did properly put the installation on there. And I know for a fact, based on when I do wiring stuff, I ain't got to worry about it happening again. So if anything does happen, I'll definitely update. But other than that, hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, have that reassurance of my work. See you on the next one.